we've hit a lovely new low of 82 kg. You already know what the time is. 4:32 a.m. Honestly, the best fucking time of the day. Get up, go outside, hear the birds tweet, fresh air. Honestly, it's why I get up, and it's also a challenge as well. I love the challenge of getting up at 4 a.m. and I always fucking win. That's how we start the day. We start the day winning. So, full day of eating, mini cut edition. You guys know that I am in a mini cut now. I fucking stopped the diet. I've stopped the bulk. Now we're trying to lose as much weight as we can over the next 6 to 8 weeks. So you saw this morning, I hit a brand new low, 82 kilos on the dot. I started at 84.4 on, what day did I start on now, bruv? I can't remember what day it was. Anyway, I think it's 5 days, whatever 5 days ago was now. It's fucking Wednesday, Saturday. There we go, boom. We got there in the end. We're almost a week into the diet and we've dropped 2.4 kg, which is amazing. So today's macros is going to be 227 grams of protein, 70 grams of fat, and 446 grams of carbs, giving me 3,322 calories. The reason why my food is so high at the moment is because I fucking bulked well. And the beauty of being on it in your bulk is your bulks dictate your diets. And often people flaff around, they fucking go off plan, they eat like shit, and they wonder why when they get around to dieting, they have to go on really low food. So if you're on it in your off seasons, your bulks, your diets will dictate that. Your diets will go very well, more successful. And that's why I'm losing weight off 3,300 calories, because I'm eating fucking right in my off season. I'm doing what needs to be done. Anyway, enough aggression. Bit too aggressive, 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's get into it. Hope you enjoy. Please like, please subscribe. Boom, boom. Shut up, you idiot. Just get on with the video. So, usual meal number one, going down with my that's the worst angle ever. 2 whole eggs, 300 mil, fucking dickhead. It ain't that, it's 2 whole eggs and 100 mil of egg whites. I cannot speak this morning, I swear to God. So when it comes to making food adjustments, what I want you guys to think about is where can you reduce your food throughout the day? That's the first thing that I look at. And as well, please don't fuck this. Oh my God, that was dangerous. The other thing to look at as well when it comes to your food is where are you the least hungriest? So for me, I'm my least hungriest in the morning. I'm a nighttime eater. I get fucking hungry before I go to bed. In the mornings, I'm not too bothered about it. So I think, okay, cool, where can I reduce my food? In the morning, first thing. And the reality is, do I need to be eating 4 crumpets? Like, I was eating 4 crumpets before, now I'm eating 2. Like, I didn't really need 4 crumpets. 2 is more than enough to have. 4 is just overdoing it, right? So my go-to sauces that I use with pretty much everything is the reduced sugar sweet chili sauce. And as well as that, I'll use the Lidl lighter than light mayonnaise, which is 12 calories per 15 grams, which is actually really, really good. And it's cheap and it tastes better than that Hellman stuff, which is like fucking 4 quid in the shops. Absolute jokers, bruv. So yeah, I'll pretty much use this throughout the day. I won't track it, just for reference. I won't track any of that. Like, I don't weigh out my sauces yet. I don't weigh out my vegetables either. However, that may be something that I might do further down the line if I'm plateauing or if I was in a contest prep. I'm not too OCD about it in my off season if I'm doing small little diets. So meal number one is coming at 5 a.m. in the morning, and it is 2 whole eggs, 2 large if anyone gives a fuck, 100 ml of egg whites. Vegetables, we have kale, spinach, and mushrooms. I normally have bell pepper, but I've ran out, which is sad because if I had to pick a vegetable in this, I'd probably pick bell pepper every single time. So I've ran out of that. And then on the side there, I have 2 sourdough crumpets with a little splodge of lighter than light mayonnaise on there because I'm a weirdo. What I usually would do for anyone who's got fucking eating disorders out there is I will eat around the egg yolks. I'll eat the veg first, eat around the egg eat around the egg yolk, and I'll plop the egg yolks on top of my crumpets like that, and it comes out bloody beautiful. With meal number one, these are the supplements that I take in the morning. So I've got my health stack, so the heart stack, the liver stack, and kidney stack. Of course, that is all for cycle support. I still use my digestive stack. So this is a digested enzyme, which really, really helps obviously set up your day in terms of eating. So I'll take this always with meal number one. I find my processing of food is way better when I take this. Joint stack for obvious reasons. Obviously, I train very hard. I put a lot of stress on my body. So I want to try and look after myself as best as I can. And then just to cover all the basics, the multivitamin as well. Again, all the additional bits like copper, zinc, magnesium, all the things that you essentially need that you may not get from your day-to-day diet. I just cover my bases, especially now I'm in a diet and I'm eating less. If you are interested in any of the supplements that you see in today's video, head to the link in the description and you can use code BORNE, get yourself 10% off any of the supplements and help support the channel and help support us growing. So thank you to everyone that does use the code. It really does mean a lot to us. Enough fucking advertisement shit. Let's get on with the rest of the video. So as always, I'm going to tell you what I am grateful for this morning. Number one is having a roof over my head. I want a bigger house, yes. I would love to have this dream house, but at the end of the day, in this moment of time, I'm grateful for having this roof over my head because there are many people out there that don't have that privilege. And that's something that sometimes people need to remind themselves of when they whine and bitch about, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. People would love to have the life that you have. People would love to have the house that you have. Being able to afford the lifestyle that I have as well is something that I'm very grateful for. I've worked extremely hard to put myself in this position and I'm very grateful for what that's provided me, and I don't take advantage of that any day of my life. I'm very grateful for this moment of time. And number three is a bit of more of a personal one, but I'll share it with you. Vicky communicating with me. She's been communicating with me a little bit more lately, and I am grateful for that because in a relationship, communication is one of the key things for a successful long-term relationship. So thankfully Vicky has communicated with me, so that is something that I'm going to take action on, listen to and improve upon. That's what I'm grateful for. Let me know in the comments what you're grateful for. Okay, so I am just about to prepare meal number 2, but what I like to do an hour before is get the rice cooker on the go. We've got our rice, our jasmine rice in here. What I'm gonna do is grab my scales. If I can fucking do this one-handed, this would be brilliant. Grab my scales, put that on there and zero that. And then I'm gonna grab my rice. Let's see if I can take this off with one hand. Boom. And I'm gonna pour my 120 grams of like that, boom. You want to make sure you add salt into your rice because if you don't, it just tastes like fucking shit. And once the kettle is boiled, just literally pour my water into the rice cooker. And then what I'm going to do is I've added my vegetables into the rice cooker tray, pop that on top, add the lid on, switch the flick, press on, easy peasy. That, guys, literally took 2 fucking minutes. And if you sit there and tell me, oh, I haven't got time to meal prep and I'm so busy, you're fucking lying. That took 2 minutes. You've got time your day to do that. Trust me, regardless of how fucking busy you are. Your goals you just don't want your goals. That's it. Just admit it. It's fine. Like, if you don't want those goals, just say you don't want it. It's fine. But when the people say, I do want the goals, but I haven't got time, shut up, you fucking idiot. I'm sick of you people. The seasons I like to use in my beef mince is the aroma and paprika. Okay, so meal number 2 of the day is 120 grams of jasmine rice, 150 grams of beef mince, 80 grams of green beans, and I've added some kimchi and some red onions on the side here as well. Got some kimchi, got some beetroot. These are fantastic little bits that you can add to your food to make it taste a little bit more exciting and add a little bit more flavor. The kimchi per 100 grams is 15 calories for that, and then per 100 grams of this is 67 calories. So as you can see, very little calories for what it's actually worth, and it just adds a little bit of flavor. So this meal has slightly changed a little bit. I've reduced the rice and I've removed, if you remember, I used to have dark chocolate with this meal. I've actually removed the dark chocolate. Again, back to what I said earlier in the video, make adjustments wherever necessary. Like, did I need to be eating 150 grams of raw rice, which is like equivalent to 100 grams of carbs? No, I didn't really, let's be honest. So I've just brought that down to 120. I removed the dark chocolate because that was just like a nice little dessert at the end that I don't necessarily need. And that's like 250 calories taken away automatically from this meal alone. So little things like that is what I would look at when it comes to making adjustments. And then we have 8,200 steps done. I've already done most of the steps for the day earlier on, so I haven't got to backload it till later on. That's what it's about, you know? It's making it easier for yourself rather than making it fucking hard for yourself. So many people make it hard for themselves. They get to like 6 o'clock in the evening, they've still got to do fucking 10,000 steps. Start off early, finish it early, you ain't got to stress about it. So I'm now creating up meal, I'm now, I don't even know what the right term is. I'm now putting together my pre-workout meal. So these are all the ingredients that I use for the pre-workout. So I've got 100 grams of oats in here and I've mixed in 30 grams of whey. I'm gonna get my blueberries and I'm gonna put 100 grams of Frozen blueberries, in my opinion, are the best frozen blueberries. Frozen blueberries are always better than the fresh, in my opinion. 50 grams of frozen raspberries. I now have my raw honey. This stuff I actually get from Amazon. It's really, really good. And we're gonna put 30 grams of honey just on top like that. I've got my whey paste, so basically I put 20 grams of whey protein in here, and I added a little bit of water and I just stirred to the consistency that I wanted. So that is going in there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab ourselves this almond butter. You get this from Amazon as well. It's a lot cheaper if you buy it in bulk rather than buying the small jars, which are overpriced. Gonna grab 15 grams of this, so just gonna put, that's 14. So in here we have 100 grams of oats. We then mix 30 grams of whey protein into it. I add my frozen fruit, which is blueberries, 100 grams, raspberries, which is 50 grams. I then add 30 grams of that raw honey that you saw on top. I then have my whey sludge that I've mixed in with a little bit of water as a paste on top of that. And then I add some almond butter on top and some salt. This is my favorite meal of the day by far. It hasn't changed, it stayed the same, just because at the moment I've just changed food outside of it. And for me, training performance is key. So you'll find that a lot of what we do, I want to go into my training sessions fueled, energized, because I'm trying to protect my muscle as best as I can. And in order to do that, I need to make sure I'm eating well before I go to the gym. So this is my pre-workout meal, which I'll usually have around 60 to 90 minutes before I actually start training. I wanted to quickly run through INTRA workout and what I'm using. So at the moment, this actually hasn't changed. I'm using 1 serving of EAAs. Focus on that, there we go, bish. I'm using 90s pick and mix flavor. Absolutely banging. So I'll have 1 serving of this. This is my protein spike whilst I'm training. 30 grams of carbs into workout still. That doesn't change. Again, training and performance in the gym is huge for me. The best thing for you to do is try it. Do you notice the benefits? If you don't do it. Is it worth the investment? That's for you to decide. That's how I sort of see it. Some of my clients that I work with, they have never used it, never will. Some clients absolutely swear by it and think it's God's gift. You just need to find out for yourself whether it's worth your time and your investment. If you are interested in using any of the products, head to links in the description, use code BORNE and go support the channel. Let's get to the fucking gym. Man's tired of being small, tired of it. I've been saying this for years and I'm still fucking small. Let's get to the gym and get massive. We're on the way to the gym. Chest and back session going down. The fucking tunes are blaring, bruv. You've got to get locked in for those training sessions. You can't be turning up fucking heads all over the place. One way I get my head in the game is turn the fucking music up and have a fucking good time. Let's fucking go, you cunt. Gonna quickly run you through today's workout. So we're gonna start off with a prime chest supported row for the mid back, D-handle lat pull down, and that's my back work for this session. I then am moving on to 2 chest presses. So an incline prime press and then the gym shop press. So working incline and then we're working flat. Then I move on to the behind the neck pin loaded shoulder press, which is more for functional reasons with the rehab work. And then I move on to a Life Fitness or a lateral raise machine of choice.
Come on.
Right, it's important to remember, when you're dieting, train the fucking same. If you're still like, oh, I need to lift lighter because I'm gonna be weaker in my diet, you'll lose muscle, you'll get weaker. What built the muscle in the first place? Do the fucking exact same with the diet. Nothing fucking changes, okay? So next time you're wondering, how do I train whilst dieting? Train the fucking same. Train hard, train intensely, good form, trying to progress with accuracy, rather than going, oh, I need to train light now because I'm dieting. That's pussy hole behavior, and I'm hoping everyone watching here ain't a fucking pussy hole, okay? So train properly. I am a little bit disappointed in my top set on that incline press. I rushed it. I was too, my head was somewhere else during that time, and that just goes to show the actual importance of fucking locking in for each set, because the back off set, I progressed by 2 reps. So lesson learned next time, take a moment, take a breath, lock in, think about what you want to fucking achieve, rather than just going into it and making the mistake that I made. So yeah, don't rush your sets. Don't time them either, because as JB used to tell me in videos, timing your rest periods makes you weaker. And that's what I was doing. I was sort of fixating too much. It was all just a mess up here. And once this is a mess, the rest will take. The rest is a fucking mess. We have got back from the gym. I've done the usual criminal behaviour of leaving cupboards open. Just got back and I've just showered. I usually don't shower before I go to bed. So what I've noticed recently is my skin and my back's been flaring up a little bit more than what I would like. And I think it might be down to me sweating a shit ton at the gym and then me not showering until another 3 or 4 hours after that. So instead what I've been doing is been showering. What I should be doing properly, to be honest with you, is just showering when I get home from the gym and then have my post-workout meal. So post-workout is 120 grams of jasmine rice, which is raw weight, 150 grams of beef mince as well, which again is raw weight, 100 grams of green beans, and I've got some gherkins on the side there with lighter than light mayo and that sweet chili sauce, that sweet chili sauce that I showed you earlier. So this meal has changed quite substantially. The rice has been reduced by 25 grams, and as well as that, the rice cakes and honey, which were like a little dessert for me, have completely gone. So this again was my biggest meal of the day. I don't need to be eating all that food. That was like 220 grams of carbs. That's like someone's full day of carbs in one meal. I don't need to be eating that. We've just reduced that, got rid of it. Like I said, be quick, be aggressive. My appetite wasn't like outrageous for that anyway, so I have more wiggle room to play around with. So that is meal number 4, which is the post-workout meal. I'm gonna scram this, sit with Vicky. Time is 4:18 for anyone gives a fuck, and I'll have my last meal around 7 p.m. So if you're still watching, guys, please like, please subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. Probably finish the rest of this water off, so that'll hit me at 5.5 litres, and I should be good to go. We are about to prep the final meal of the day, and I'm gonna need some of these bad boys, the Jason's Everyday Tiger Bread with sourdough rolls. Absolute banging. Right, it's gonna go over the lenses. You know, with the wide lenses, people won't realise, but actually how close you need to get to the fucking thing. Literally, I'm gonna just put Philadelphia over the fucking lens in a second. And there we have it, the final meal of the day. It is the exact same as what it previously was when I was bulking. 2 large eggs, 50 grams of salmon, I have a handful of mushrooms in there. I've also added some sauerkraut. This is the one that I'm using, again, just to add a little bit of flavour. This is the garlic and dill? Fuck knows how you say it, to be honest with you. You'll notice over the years I'm terrible at fucking this sort of stuff and pronunciating things. And then on top of the sourdough tiger rolls, sourdough tiger rolls, I have low fat Philadelphia cheese, or whatever you want to call it, on the top there. So that's 50 grams on top of each one. I think that made sense. So the reason why I like to have, that's a terrible angle. The reason why I like to have a big meal before I go to bed is there is nothing worse than waking up in the night and being starving hungry, knowing that you've got to wait till the morning to eat. And for me, I want to go to bed, like my sleep is so important to me at the moment. I used to really like deprive sleep. I used to almost sleep like 4 or 5 hours a night and be fine with that. But now I've got to get my 7-8 hours every single night. And since I've been doing that, like mentally, I feel so much different. I don't feel so much different physically, but mentally I feel a lot better for it. So for me, eating a big meal before I go to bed really does help with my sleep. And I'm going to keep that for as long as I can throughout the diet. And I'd much rather reduce any other meal throughout the day other than the meal that I have before I go to bed. So blue light blockers on, nasal strip on. If you watched my sleep video, you'll know all about all of this and the reasons behind all of that. Today's macros will be written on the bottom of the screen here. I've also probably put the macros for this one on there as well somewhere. I really hope you have enjoyed this full day of eating and the reasons why we are doing what we are doing at the moment. And of course, guys, just some ideas for you to take into your own day-to-day eating with some meals, some things to try, even just little things like the sauerkraut that you can just add to dishes. You know, try all those sort of things, guys, you know, see if you like it, see if it adds flavor. And the main important thing is just doing, the main important thing when it comes to dieting is just adherence and just being consistent with something that you could adhere to for a long time. That's the ultimate goal when it comes to it. So I'm gonna leave it here. We'll catch up in the morning. I hope you've enjoyed it and I'll see you guys in a fucking bit. So this morning I woke up at 81.9. So we've hit a new low, which is really, really nice and reassuring to see that the hard work in the off season is paying off, because my calories on a train day at the moment are 3,300 and I've gone from 84.4 down to 81.9 in about 10 days, which is fantastic. And that goes back to the main reason why I made this video. And that's all about how you treat your off seasons will always dictate your diets. And so many people are like, well, how are you able to eat so much food, bro? And of course, there's an element of genetics. My metabolism is completely different to everyone. I train differently to everyone. My strength's different to everyone. I move about differently to everyone. My resting heart rate is different to everyone's. It's just how it sometimes falls sometimes. However, what you can do and do yourself favors is how you approach your off season. And I've approached it with ticking the fucking boxes that need to be ticked and turning up every single day to become the best version of myself, to make the most progress I physically can with my physique. So that's my full day of eating. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have enjoyed this, please comment down below. Mug. You're a mug. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in a bit.